Good morning, dear friends. I send you my greetings from Firenze. Today I invite you to reflect upon the theme of alignment with the will of God. Why is it important, and how do we put it into practice? In one of his tablets, Baha'u'llah has revealed that the source of all good is trust in God, submission unto his command, and contentment with his holy will and pleasure. In another tablet, he explains further that men should merge their will wholly in the will of God and regard their desires as utter nothingness beside his purpose. Addressing God in one of his prayers, Baha'u'llah says that all I have chosen for myself is to be assisted by thy gracious appointments and the ruling of thy will, and to be aided with the tokens of thy decree and judgment. Once we understand the fundamental principle of aligning our will to the will of God, the next step is learning how to do so. In our daily lives, we make decisions and take actions constantly. We might ask ourselves, should I go to university or to art school? Should I take a job near home or move somewhere new? How much time do I devote to activities in my local Bahá'í community, to my family, to other matters? But how do we decide which of our actions, thoughts, and wishes align with God's will? The Bahá'í writings guide us through this process, beginning with the laws promulgated by Baha'u'llah and spanning myriad tablets of divine instruction. Baha'u'llah instructs us that whatsoever the Creator commandeth his creatures to observe, the same must they diligently and with the utmost joy and eagerness arise and fulfill. In fulfilling the will of God, we should be guided by the desire to be of service to humanity rather than focusing on our own needs or wishes for ourselves. Baha'u'llah calls out to us, O people of God, do not busy yourselves in your own concerns. Let your thoughts be fixed upon that which will rehabilitate the fortunes of mankind and sanctify the hearts and souls of men. Baha'u'llah also cautions us against substituting our own judgment or that of the secular world for submission to God's will, enjoining his followers to in no wise allow their fancy to obscure their judgment. Neither should they regard their own imaginings as the voice of the eternal. He has told us that the will of God is not limited by the standards of the people, and God doth not tread in their ways. Rather, it is incumbent upon everyone to firmly adhere to God's straight path. Ultimately, our wish for ourselves should be what Abdu'l-Baha asks of us. Responding to a question from a believer, Abdu'l-Baha said, I wish, if thou art worldly, to become heavenly. If thou art of the world of possession, become thou celestial. If thou art of the material sphere, become an inhabitant of the realm of light. Hasten from the world of darkness to the world of illumination, and become the manifester of the exhortations, advices, and instructions of the Blessed Perfection. This is my greatest desire for thee. Now I leave you with the story of William Randall, a dedicated and beloved servant of the faith. Enjoy.
William Henry Harry Randall had everything the world could offer. Born into advantage, sharp-minded, logical, and highly driven, he built a successful career in business and finance, becoming one of Boston's most capable rising men. Yet despite wealth and influence, a quiet unrest lived in him, a sense that knowledge was not enough, that truth remained just beyond reach. He studied world religions, met celebrated spiritual teachers, debated philosophy with scholars, and analyzed doctrines with a razor-sharp intellect. None of it touched him. So when a friend suggested he meet Abdu'l-Baha, the Persian teacher visiting America, Harry dismissed the idea.
What do I want to meet another Oriental for?
But courtesy prevailed. He agreed to deliver a small gift, 6 bottles of grape juice, and leave. He arrived at the Victoria Hotel. His plan was simple: place the bottles by the door and leave quietly. Instead, the Persian attendant gently guided him inside. The room was dim and quiet. Abdul-Baha lay resting, eyes closed. Harry set the bottles down softly, turned to go, and froze when he heard a calm voice behind him say, "Sit down." He obeyed. Silence filled the room. Time stretched. His irritation grew. He felt embarrassed, ignored, almost mocked. His limbs tingled. His body felt strange. And then, abruptly, he understood. I could not remain patient for even 10 minutes in the presence of a tired old man. The realization shattered his pride. His anger dissolved. Peace washed over him. At that exact moment, Abdul-Baha opened his eyes, sat up, and looked directly at him.
Great is the power of the intellect, but it is dead without love.
The words pierced him. Harry walked into the room, a man of logic. He walked out a man whose heart had awakened. Not long after, another miracle unfolded. Harry's wife, Ruth, was gravely ill, bedridden, fading from an illness her doctors had declared incurable. When Abdul-Baha visited Boston in 1912, Ruth lay weak on a couch on the veranda. He approached, took her hand, looked into her eyes, and said gently,
You are not sick. You are the healthiest person here.
He repeated it twice more. From that moment, she began to recover. Her doctors could not explain it, but Harry and Ruth understood. Their lives became interwoven with service, gratitude, and unshakable faith. One day, his friend Harlan Ober told him about guidance. What a mystery it was, and how earnestly Harlan himself was trying to understand and live under it. Harry, too, began to try to apply it. One afternoon, he started out to take a walk, and in an effort to understand this guidance that Harlan talked about, Harry paused at each cross street and corner, praying that he might be urged in whatever direction it might be that God wished him to take. He walked and walked. The city streets gave way to country roads, and still he walked. At some corners he was moved to turn. At some he went straight ahead. But he felt no urge to stop. He felt strongly that he should keep going. Finally, at the end of the afternoon, he came to a small white house surrounded by a picket fence. And here, with his hand on the gate, he knew this was the house he had been led to. So he opened the gate, went up the short path, and knocked at the door.
John! John! He's come! He's come!
It seems that the night before, this woman had had a dream in which she had gone to open her door to one who knocked. A man who had come into her house and told her something that was so exciting and wonderful. Harry entered her house and told her about Baha'u'llah and gave her the wonderful message for the new day. Years later, during Harry's 1919 pilgrimage to the Holy Land, he asked Abdul-Baha for an understanding heart and a pure purpose. The master looked at him with profound affection and said,
Many I love, some I have confidence in. But I both love you and have confidence in you.
This was the highest affirmation Harry had ever received. He carried those words for the rest of his life. Back in America, his business skill would soon be tested in extraordinary ways. Green Acre, Sarah Farmer's dream of a center for the unity of religions, was close to collapse. Court battles, financial chaos, and fierce opposition threatened to destroy it. Harry stepped forward. He poured in his time, his money, his influence. He negotiated tirelessly, protected the land, outmaneuvered critics, and saved Green Acre from extinction.
We must secure the future of Green Acre.
But service came with sacrifices. After embracing the Baha'i faith, Harry's business partners approached him with a proposal promising immense wealth, but morally questionable. Harry refused. They pushed him, ridiculed him, demanded he abandon the faith. He stood up, thanked them, and walked away from a fortune. This integrity was soon tested again. Harry invested his remaining savings into a small factory, uninsured because the premiums were too high. It burned to the ground. Investigators discovered his own manager, bribed by a jealous rival, had set it on fire. Harry lost everything. A lifetime of work vanished overnight. Yet instead of bitterness, something astonishing happened. He became kinder, gentler, deeper. Martha Root wrote, Harry was great in prosperity, but even greater in adversity. His generosity, even in hardship, remained immense. During his 1919 pilgrimage, he and Ruth offered to fund a building in Haifa for Western pilgrims. Abdu'l-Baha accepted. That building, the Western Pilgrim House, would later host the early meetings of the Universal House of Justice and become a central institution of the Bahá'í World Center. When he passed, the guardian who kept Harry's portrait in his personal study wrote a tribute filled with admiration.
His upright and generous character, his unsparing efforts, his passionate eloquence will long live after him.
And named him a disciple of Abdu'l-Baha and Herald of the Covenant. Harry Randall began life as a man of intellect, pride, and worldly success. He ended it as a man of love, sacrifice, and radiant service. His life shows that greatness lies not in wealth or achievement, but in the courage to let love transform the heart. He discovered that the mind is a lamp, but love is the flame.
I hope this story has inspired you to reflect on the theme of alignment with the will of God. I now leave you with a musical offering. Thank you for listening, and may this fast bring you great joy.
¿De quién es esa mano que sostiene aquella lámpara de luz? ¿De quién es ese rostro, espejo de absoluta perfección? ¿Quién es ese joven que al pasar deja una estela de esplendor? Porque los ruiseñores entonan su canción. Cuentan que su mano ocultaba un tesoro sin igual, que despertó los celos de los reyes y ministros del poder, que sacudió los muros y cimientos de la antigua tradición, para dar la bienvenida a un nuevo amanecer. Dicen que fue en Irán, en un cuarto de Shiraz, mientras lavó las manos de un humilde buscador. El encanto de su palabra, la dulzura de sus versos, transformó la duda ingenua en certidumbre total. Su nombre es Ali, Ali el Bab, la puerta, el heraldo de Baha'u'llah. Su nombre es Ali, Ali el Bab, la puerta, el heraldo de Baha'u'llah. soldado.